You will see a lot of questions like this one on the GMAT, and before we dive into it, here's sort of the general way to look at problems like this. I'm going to create a matrix, a little matrix, and we're going to have columns here. The first column means that you're in Group A, second column means you're not in Group A, and then rows. The first row means you're in Group B, the second row means you're not in Group B. And we have items up here that are in both groups, and we have items down here that are in neither group. And the total number of items, the sum of the four boxes, we could write down in the corner. So I'll show you what I mean by this. We have here students in a class, and let's represent the people in the class with this box here. And they received either a passing grade, a failing grade, or an incomplete. So P for pass, F for fail, I for incomplete. So we actually have three columns, although we're going to change that. In our rows, we have what? Students who are female and students who are male. So why don't we write just F-E-M-M-A-L-E, female and male. And then the total, the sum of the items in all of these boxes, T for total, would go down here. Now, in a question about percentages, you often just want to pick 100 for the total. That can make things a lot easier. And what exactly is the question? We want to know the percentage of people in the class who are female. So on the right-hand side here, let's write F is the number of females, M the number of males. We want to find F over 100. That's really the question. So let's dive into the statements. Statement 1, of those who passed, 40% are female. So why don't we write 0.4 of P, which means what? That 60% of P were male. Question, do I know the percentage of people in the class who were female? Well, I know the percentage of the people who passed the course who were female, but the percentage of the whole class who were female? Well, I would also need to know the number of females who failed and the number who got an incomplete. So we do not have sufficient information. We do not have enough information to answer this question, to find the value of F. And to help you cross out answer choices, some people like to use this acronym, this 1, 2, 10. Where answer A means that statement 1 and only statement 1 gives you sufficient information to answer the question. Answer B means that statement 2 and only statement 2 gives you sufficient information. Answer C, the two statements together in combination give you enough information to answer the question. Answer D is that each statement by itself gives you enough info to answer the question. And answer E, neither statement, either alone or in combination with the other, gives you enough info. So there's the 1, 2, 10 acronym. Other folks like to write A, D, and then underneath it B, C, E, and we'll show you why. So let's erase this. Statement 1 may or may not be helpful, but it definitely is not sufficient. It doesn't tell me anything about the number of females who got a failing grade or who got an incomplete. So A is out. We can't say that statement 1 gives you sufficient information to answer the question, and each is out. Answer A and answer D are both out. A and D are both out. Okay, now we'll look at statement 2, and very, very important, you have to erase statement 1 from your mind and look at statement 2 in isolation. So we're actually going to erase everything we just wrote. Get rid of that. Well, the key to this, and this is the tricky part of the question, let's treat F and I as essentially one group. So we'll get rid of this line here. We're told what? That of the people in these two groups combined, 80% are male. So basically 80% of the number of people in F plus the number of people in group I are male, which of course means what? That 20% would be female, but we don't know how many. So statement 2, answer B, also not sufficient information. So we're going to cross out 2. We're going to cross out B up here. So now the answer to the question, it's either C or E. It's either that the two statements together give you sufficient information, or that neither statement, alone or in combination with the other, gives you enough info. So now we'll bring back the info from statement 1. Well, what's the problem? I still don't know the total number of females because I don't know the value of P and I don't know the value of F plus I. For example, suppose there were 50 people who passed, 50 people who either failed or got an incomplete. We are told that 40% of the females passed. So what's 40% of 50? That would be 20 females. We're also told that 20% of the females either got an F or an I. What's 20% of 50? Well, that would be 10. So in that case, the total number of females would be 30. Okay, but let's look at another scenario. Suppose the number of people who passed was only 10 and 90 got an F or an I. Well, then how many females in the class? 40% of 10, that would be 4 females who passed. If 20% got an F or an I, 20% of 90 is what, 18? So now we would have only what, 22 females in the class, 22%. So the answer to this question is neither. Answer E. If you found that explanation helpful, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell right next to it so you'll get an alert every time we post a new explanation. We're posting more and more free explanations all the time. And if you found it helpful, click the like button, share it with your friends, and check out our playlist on Practice Exam 1 for more videos on this test. See you in the next video.